Hi, my name's Abby Blaisdell, and I'm applying for the Diversity Abroad Scholarship for the Fall 2011 Semester at Sea voyage. I would like to take a few moments to discuss how a deep understanding of diversity makes you a more effective global citizen. I have learned that becoming a global citizen is a process, which involves first, changing your attitudes, and second, changing your behavior. More specifically, people must change their attitudes by discovering a shared identity with others, and change their behavior to ensure that they're carrying out their social responsibilities. I would like to share an example with you that demonstrates how this process has taken effect in my life. Over the past year, I've become increasingly aware of the problem of education inequity in the United States. Students from differing financial backgrounds do not receive the same education opportunities, and as a result, the education achievement gap between students from high and low-income areas continues to grow. In many low-income communities, only 50% of the students graduate from high school, and those who do graduate are at an 8th grade reading level. The sad truth is that these students have a higher probability of going to prison than to a 4-year college. So what causes the differences in academic performance between students from differing financial backgrounds? Are these differences in students' abilities innate, or are they the result of dissimilar environments? KIPP charter schools provide evidence that the unsatisfactory academic performance from students in low-income communities is due to poor environmental factors. These free, open enrollment schools provide students from low-income communities with quality education and additional learning opportunities. Over 85% of the students who attend KIPP schools go on to college, and many of them outperform students from wealthier areas on academic achievement tests. So it appears there are not innate differences, but poor environmental factors that hinder the success of these students. These unfavorable conditions not only further the education achievement gap, but also create further separation between racial groups. 61% of the African American students in the United States attend underprivileged schools, and as a result, have fewer education and career opportunities throughout their life. Upon learning this information, I realized that education is the civil rights issue of the United States. Diversity comes in many forms. In this case, I was able to learn about diversity in the context of socioeconomic status and race. As I gained a deeper understanding of this diversity, I was able to learn what it means and what it does not. The example of KIPP schools demonstrates that students from dissimilar backgrounds may not be as different as people might assume. The differences in academic performance are not due to skin color or how much is in their bank account, but simply due to differences in their area codes. And because of that difference, some students attend schools that prepare them for academic success and others do not. This taught me that students in low-income areas are not inherently different from me. They are not less intelligent, less skilled, or less able. Gaining this understanding helped me develop a connection with these students and realize that we are much more similar than we are different. I realized that we are all just students trying to succeed. As I mentioned previously, this is one of the first steps in becoming an active citizen, discovering a shared identity. Establishing a shared identity with these students awakened me to my social responsibility to help eliminate the social injustice that they face. This is the next step in becoming an active citizen, carrying out your social responsibilities. After learning about this issue, I decided to get involved in an internship with Teach for America, an organization that trains recent college graduates to be teachers and sends them to low-income areas with the goal of closing the education achievement gap. During my internship, I led 4 other interns in organizing events on our campus to raise awareness of the issue of education inequity. I also organized a fundraiser with 3 comedy clubs on my campus to help 9 students in a Teach for America class in Arkansas pursue a profound learning opportunity. These high school students dreamed of pursuing medical careers. However, their teacher realized that their past schooling had not prepared them for such challenging professions, so he arranged for them to go to a 10-day medical forum in New York. I decided to get involved in funding this opportunity because I felt it was my social responsibility to help fellow students achieve their goals. This is just one example of how gaining a deep understanding of diversity has made me a more effective citizen. However, the lessons I learned can be applied on a broader level to demonstrate how an understanding of diversity helps people become more effective global citizens. When learning about diversity through my internship with Teach for America, though it was apparent I was learning about differences between people, I was essentially also learning about similarities that we share. Whenever we learn about other cultures, wherever those cultures may be around the world, we're not only learning about how they differ from our own, but how they're similar to us. Suddenly, the differences that initially protruded from the surface diminish, and you're left with the universal components that make up all humanity. This helps us discover a shared identity with people all around the world. After achieving a joint identity, it is no longer just a nice idea to help others, but social responsibility that calls us to action. By gaining a deep understanding of diversity, we change our perception of the world. The countries we hear stories about on the news will no longer be abstract places and abstract people, but people just like us. This will awaken us to our social responsibilities as global citizens and encourage us to rise to the challenges of our interdependent world.